Hello Flosstube, it's Kate with Kate's Crafting Corner, and yes, I am here again for the third time this week, and this is my last update for the week. I had a lot of planning that was going into August, which is why it's been broken down into so many different videos. This final planning video, and it will be the last one for quite a while, is in regards to Stitchwhats. Now, I'll explain what Stitchwhats is very briefly. Stitchwhats is an event, kind of an event, that takes place in the cross-stitching group on Facebook, Cross-Stitch, it's fun. And basically, Stitchwhats is like Hogwarts, so everyone gets sorted into 4 different houses. There's Satindor, which is supposed to be like Gryffindor. There's Froggen, which is supposed to be like Slytherin. There's Pufflestitch, which is supposed to be like Hufflepuff. And then there's Rhodesclaw, which is supposed to be like Ravenclaw. I am in Satindor, and this is the only time I've ever in my life been sorted into Gryffindor. I am not a Gryffindor by any stretch of the imagination. Various family members in my family might argue I belong in different houses. I believe I'm a Slytherin. My Pottermore test says I'm a Slytherin. Almost every single test I've taken says I'm a Slytherin. My mom says that I've cheated to get those results, which I deny. I have not cheated to get those results. But even if I did cheat, which again I didn't, doesn't that prove even more that that's where I belong? Because if I cheated to get what I wanted, but I didn't cheat, so I'm just saying, not all Slytherins are evil, but I think I've gotten Ravenclaw on a different site before there was even Pottermore once, and I think I've gotten Hufflepuff once. So I think my mom thinks that I belong in Hufflepuff, but I think that I'm way more selectively loyal than a Hufflepuff is. So anyways, I think I'm a Slytherin. But this time I am grateful to have been sorted into the Gryffindor equivalent, because it is through this event that Vicky from Reading and Stitching and I met and came to know one another. Back when I first joined, there used to be events that if you did video chats and the head of your house noted that you were present in a video chat, like a house video chat, that you would get points for your house. So one time it was just me and Vicky, and it might have been the only video chat I honestly took part in. But we chatted for a while, and she was doing the year of starts then, and so she just was walking around her house showing me fabrics, and she's like, what do you think about this one? Should I put with this one? But ever since then, Vicky and I have formed a really good friendship, and I mean, we talk like every day now, and I consider her one of my closest friends, and I hope she considers me such as well. But, I mean, we've gone on to create the Jane Austen Reading and Stitching group. Next year, we're going to do Harry Potter. So, Vicky wasn't even doing Flosstube back when we met. So, I would say, like, a lot has changed since we've met, and, I mean, it's just been a lot of fun. And so I am grateful that I was sorted wrongly into the Gryffindor house. And now Sharon from Quail Hollow 7, I believe is her YouTube name, has now been sorted into Satindor with us. And that's just like fantastic because Sharon's fantastic. And so there are so many great people, and anyways, I'm going to try to include the link to the YouTube video that describes what Stitchwhats is, and I will try to remember to include the link to the Facebook group. But anyways, so getting on to what this has to do with cross-stitching in particular, is that this year, the school year started August 1st for Stitchwhats for this semester. And there was a whole host of changes that's making it way more exciting and involved. So there are 12 classes. And each class fits a kind of theme that you have to stitch a project for. And then there are several events. And we don't really know what's going to happen with the next 2 events. We've just been told that, hang on, I have it all printed out here, that, so the first event is Quidditch, and that started August 1st and goes until September 3rd. Then in November, there's going to be a trip to Hogsmeade. And then in January, there's going to be a Triwizard tournament. So that's all really exciting. And then there's also going to be these events like Owls, which apparently we have a 2-month deadline to finish a project or something like that. And then Newts, which has a 4-month. And then there can be detention, so you have to finish a whip in a predetermined amount of time, and if you do, then you get points. If you don't, then you lose points for your house. She's going to explain that more later. What other things are there? There's things like Floss Bingo, where each bingo is worth a point. A Moving Portraits game, which is a can you guess the name of this whip. Dementor Attacks, where the first house to have 10 people post, and it hasn't been said yet what exactly we're posting. I'm guessing like X number of stitches or something like that. The first house to have 10 people do that gets 10 points, and every other house, all 3 other houses, lose 5 points. Then there's going to be something like Out of Bounds, so the last house to check in with X number of students loses points, while the other houses gain points. There's going to be a troll. So it's going to be really exciting. And like, even if you don't know Harry Potter, I think you could have a lot of fun with this event. So I think that sorting is still going on, and if you're at all interested, I highly recommend that you join in on the fun. So, what I'm making this video for now is to show you the projects I've chosen for the 12 classes, as well as my Quidditch project. These are the projects I will be working on for the rest of the semester. Charity said that the semester will end at the end of December. I don't think that I can finish all these projects by the end of December. So I've made some changes for myself for this SAL. Hang on a second. I forgot a project. Okay, I'm back. So, I've kind of set my own goals because, as you guys know, I'm not someone who really finishes a lot of projects. Unfortunately, finishing projects are the only way that you can earn your house points through the classes, although there might be some participation points. And then someone else told me, one of the other members who is a professor of one of the classes, and she's also like the head of house in our class, and they also then get to participate through the school. But she told me that she plans for her class to have random check-ins, and if you check in, then you could get a point too. So even if you don't finish, you might as well sign up for like every class. I was told that you don't lose points for not finishing, which was also important to know. Anyways, I believe Satindor has been on a bit of a winning streak, but I could be wrong. So, So the goals that I personally have, I've set it up as incremental type of goals. I want to finish the associated block on, that's the project I forgot, on the class schedule SAL. I know a lot of people don't like this SAL, but I'm fine with it, honestly. And I am incredibly far behind, but yeah, I'm going to keep going with it. So if I do manage to finish the square associated with the class, and I think like a couple of the classes aren't the same as classes on here, so I'll just slot those classes into whichever other ones. So I'm going to count that as one increment, like completed. Then I'd like to stitch, my next increment that I included was 1,000 stitches in each class, then 2,500 stitches in each class, 5,000, and then a stretch goal of possibly 10,000 with then a finish. So I actually created a spread in my bullet journal for Stitchwhats. I'm not artistic at all, so if you're one of those people who sees bullet journals and you're like, oh, I'm not artistic, I can't do that type of thing, I'm not artistic at all. I do basic. But it's just nice to have everything in one place that I can reference back to. So, I wanted to keep track of the points that I've earned for my house. And then this is the Quidditch section, so I can write down how many stitches I've done and who won the match. So the first one is Satin Door versus Rhodes Cloth for my people. Anyways, so then we've come and I've made a page for each of the courses. And in it you can see I put the name of the class, the how it would fit, my personal goals so I can color it in as I fit one, and then the projects and the project I've chosen. So I'm not 100% sure, but I think that after you have a completion in the course, that you can then do another project. So I'm kind of rolling with that in the hopes to possibly earn my house some more points for a few of the things. So anyways, so without further ado, let me tell you the projects and try to wrap this video up really quick. Because doing all of these planning videos / actually doing the planning, pulling the projects out, stuff like that, I have not gotten like any stitching done at all this week. So I will be glad to have posted this picture, and then I need to make a few project bags hopefully tonight so I can mail them tomorrow, and then tomorrow I'm stitching, hopefully. I mean, this could be a pipe dream and I could get 0 stitches over the weekend. But I'm hoping to get some stitching in. So, fingers crossed. Okay, so for Quidditch, the requirement was that it had to be related to sports. And you could go and create any kind of story to make something related to sports. Mermaids were related to sports because mermaids swim, and swimming is a sport, so therefore mermaids are a sport. So I know that I am so far behind on George, and so I decided to make George my panel. Again, sorry, this is black and white. This is how I fit it in. So my portion is a guy's elbow and a little bit of the pole that's being rowed. So I said that rowing is a sport because he's rowing the boat. And that's how I fit. It got approved. And so I'm also using this for the, oh geez, I'm in way too many cross-stitching groups and I can't even keep track of the names. The one that has all the counting SALs. So I'm doing this for my by the numbers one, so I am behind, but I hope to catch up maybe this weekend. And so my stitching George Washington will be for the Quidditch, and then also for the yeah, whatever. You guys get what I'm saying. So every 100 stitches that you stitch counts as 10 points in the Quidditch match, and a finish counts as 20 maybe, and a page finish will count as a finish. So if I could get a page finish on this. So I will be working on this, and this is where I'm at. So I would like to make some progress on that for sure. Next is herbology. For herbology, the requirement was you need to do a heaven and earth designs or a full coverage, and the page finish is what is required. So you don't have to finish the whole pattern. But so I am doing Minnie Jane in the Prisoner of Wool House, because this is my Sal with Vicky, and I think I could potentially get 2 pages done, possibly, if we stick to the schedule. That second page is a little iffy. I might try to push it, though, if I think I'm close. But, so here's where I'm at on it. And this, I was going to say this is one that maybe I'll work on this weekend, but I think I need to work on George. So, there is that. The next one is potions, and we had to relate that to food or beverages. And so I decided to go with one. I haven't started it yet, but I decided to go with Miranda for the Hocus Pocus trilogy. I'll be stitching this on Black Ada. So here's some Black Ada. And this is going to be a present for my aunt. I'm going to turn it into a little pillow. So I already wanted to finish this by Christmas. So this is one I'm really hoping I can actually finish. Oh, sorry. So the way I am relating that to food and beverages is that clearly she's making a potion. And potions are to be drunk. Like you drink them. You drink a potion. Which, if you're drinking something, it's a beverage. Therefore, potions are beverages. Plus, I had to do potions. Like, I had to do that one for potions class. I mean, come on. I just had to. Anyways, okay, so next is History of Magic, which we're supposed to stitch a primitive design. I decided to go with the Prairie Schooler. This is the 2012 Santa. This is unstarted. And this is the next Santa that I am going to be stitching for my boyfriend on. Okay, I used this. It's a 14 count Ada Stardust from Charles Craft. It's got a, okay, there, it's showing a little, but it's got those sparkles. It's not started yet, but this is another one of the ones that I intend on finishing by Christmas, so that would be good. Next up, we have Care of Magical Creatures, and you can probably guess it needs to be an animal type of design. I've decided to go with this owl called Tango. And I have a very small start in it. And this one is for me. I'm not gifting it to anyone else. But, so that's how much I have done on Tango. Just right there. And I think that this is small enough that potentially I could get a finish. And for these ones, if I get a finish, I'll just go through my projects and find another one that will fit the theme and then fit that in there to try to get those stitch count goals that I'm kind of trying to reach. Next, we have divinations. Divinations has to be a Mirabilia or a lavender and lace. And my issue with this is that our projects aren't allowed to be more than half done, and there's no way I can finish a Mirabilia or a lavender and lace in less than 6 months. I mean, I can't even finish them in a year because I stitch onto way too many things. So this is part of why I came up with those personal goals for myself, because it's just not realistic, honestly, in my opinion. Unless you're a one at a timer, I don't think it's realistic. But so I'm going with Lady of the Flag. It was really hard to decide between this or the green conversion of red or portrait of Veronica or any of the 5 Celtic ladies I have. But I did decide to go with Lady of the Flag because I'm so in love with her right now. And I haven't put her back on the frame yet since. So after this video I will do that. But here she is. So far just the flag done. And so I'm probably going to leave this on the stand for the rest of the year then and work on her as I can. Now, if my mom watches and she heard that, she's probably freaking out, being like, what about Serengeti? You need to work on Serengeti. Okay, Mom, I'm going to address you for a second here. Serengeti is on the longer scroll rods, and I have left it on the longer scroll rods. So all I'll have to do is change this, okay? So Serengeti, don't need to worry. I'll work on Serengeti. And I won't take them off the scroll rods. Okay. Thank you everyone else for letting me address my mother like that. But you don't know the messages I get regarding Serengeti. I'm gonna die. Blah, 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 blah. Mom, you're not gonna die soon. So can we not go there? They're not that bad, guys, okay? That was a little bit of an exaggeration on my part. But she does send me messages that are similar to that. Work on mine before the other ones because I'm going to die before them. Next is charms, which is word works. So words are supposed to be the focus point. I think this one is potentially a stretch. However, there are a lot of words there. And this is one that I do want to finish because hopefully by like the mid to end of November when my boyfriend's birthday is, because I'd like to give him this as his birthday. Otherwise I'm pushing it out to Valentine's, and so. But it says, loved you yesterday, love you still, always have, always will. And this is where I am at on that. So, I would love to be able to finish this one. Next we have Defense Against the Dark Arts, and for that we have to stitch on dark fabric. So I'm debating between two possibilities, and I really need to decide like by the end of this video when I post it, because after this, while this is uploading, I'm going to post the pictures onto the groups registering for the classes essentially. So we have Twisted Band. No, is this Twisted Rainbow or Twisted Band? Okay, I have both of them, and I'm trying to decide which one to do. So, I love both of these are with Thread Pickers silk packs. So this one is the Ocean Depths, and I love, let's put it like this. I love this colorway and the way that it just transitions. from the turquoisey aqua colors through to the purples. And so I'm inclined to pick this one. The one reason that I haven't for sure is because, let me see if it's in here. Okay, it isn't. I do already have this one started. I started it in the DMC. And I'm going to keep on going on that one too. But so I'm basically stitching specialty stitches I've already stitched, and so, I mean, which isn't really a big deal, but I do love those colors. Now the other one is Twisted Band or Rainbow, the other one. I don't remember. I don't remember, to tell you the truth. But this one, okay, this says it's Rainbow Pack, so I'm thinking it's Twisted Band, but I could be wrong. But look at how this rainbow coloring goes, and it's also really beautiful. And I'm much less farther along on that, and oh my gosh, silk just feels dreamy, doesn't it? So I'm going to look at the pages and hang on, sorry, boyfriend asking if I want to get dinner, and I am saying yes please. Okay, I'm back. So I need to decide, and well, I mean, if I'm going to dinner, you guys might have time to tell me which one to do. So if you do, just tell me in the comments which one you think I should do. Next one is Transfigurations. I'm not positive that this project is going to be approved, because in the description she says Biscornu, Stitchbook, or Scissor Fob. And I think that the idea is that you're supposed to transfigure it into something else. I don't have any patterns for any of those things. So I am hoping that she will approve, and Vicki posted a Mill Hill project for hers too. And so I am hoping that she will approve Nutcracker. This will be a present for one of my sisters, Jo. This will be a present for Jo. And I'm saying that you're transfiguring it because it starts off as this perforated paper, and you have to like stitch the sword separately, and I think you even stitch the pants separately, and then you have to cut it out, and you have to transform it or transfigure it into an ornament. So I'm really hoping this will get approved, because otherwise I don't know what I'm going to stitch for this one. Next is numerology, which needed to be in alphabet or numbers. I was really struggling with this one, because I don't really stitch things with whole alphabets. Someone else asked about just words, and she said no, it had to be alphabets. So at first I thought I thought Plum Street Samplers, the 12 Days of Christmas, but it turns out there's no numbers on that it's written out first, second, like that. And then I thought maybe I could get away with the Brooks Books Advent animals, because each animal has like a 1, but I wasn't sure that would be improved. And then literally right as I was sitting down to start filming this, I had a flash of Lantern Lane pop into my head, and I realized that does have the alphabet on it. So I am doing Lantern Lane, which there's the alphabet, and this is where I'm at on that. No, I don't think I'm going to finish this one by Christmas. I wish, but I really don't think so, not with everything else that's on my plate. So this is part of where those number goals that I'm setting for myself might come into play. Next up, we have Muggle Studies, which is supposed to be family or people. And for that one, I am going with the Etsy one, the Disney Etsy one for my nephew, because there are a lot of people on there. And in the little description that the professor wrote, she wrote stuff about people being all different and stuff like that. And I think that there's a diverse showing of people in this piece. So here's where I'm at. And so I have a long way to go, but this is one of the pieces that I need to finish by Christmas. The plan is to be together as a family for Christmas this year in Singapore, where my parents live. And so I need to finish that to give to my nephew. The next class is arithmetic, which is supposed to be calendar projects. And so for that, I decided to go back to the Cottage of the Month series. So first up will be May. And this is one where, like if I finish May, then I'll go on to another month. So here's where I'm at. So I'd like to at least finish one, but we'll see. The final course is astronomy. And for astronomy, we had to do something with stars, space, planets, or real science. And I realized as I was gathering my projects that the project I chose for this one, now I'm looking at Lady of the Flag and realizing that there are stars on those flags. But I'm not changing that. Okay, I'm not changing that. Oh, jeez. Okay, so the project I chose for this one is actually at my boyfriend's house. I left it there so that when I go over there, I have something to work on. And that's One Nation by Bygone Stitches. And I'm saying that the stars on the flag are stars. So if you haven't seen that one before, it is it's the American flag, and it actually has 50 stars on it that you stitch, and then the stripes are made up of the states in the United States of America in the order in which they joined the Union. So I love that piece. No way I'm going to finish it. I'm hoping that those page finishes will be able to count partly, but we'll see. So that is my plan for astronomy, and that's the last course. So I need to get this thing uploaded. I need to get dinner plans figured out, and hopefully get to be stitching. So until next week, I'm hoping to upload next Saturday, probably. No promises, but that's my hope. So until then, have a wonderful stitching time, and thank you for all your comments on all of these videos that I've uploaded the last couple of days. Bye!